I
Right.
entered into stand-up comedy, which was, by the way, the greatest fear I have ever faced in my life. I rappelled off an 80-foot mountain cliff in Mexico alone with a bunch of strangers who I went into the bathroom with and said, here's my parents' phone number. But my point is, that was nothing compared to the fear I faced within myself doing when I said, I want to do this. I produced a series called Live Nude Comedy for Showtime back in 2009 or 10. Great comedians, and Whitney Cummings and Krista Leah, and there are just so
Oh, that's
many.
so great.
I was directing and producing more then. And then one day I said, bucket list. First was tango, learned that. Next was stand-up comedy. Yeah, I wanted a tango because I was always dancing and nobody ever wanted to dance with me because I was a dancer. Did that, and then stand-up comedy was next. So I get to this, I'm like, okay, how do you write your own material? Who's teaching that? And I went to classes or coaches, and they're like, no, don't do that. And so I drill like crazy. I walk miles and miles drilling and drilling and drilling and talking. And then you go on stage and I record it and I listen back, and I'm brutally honest now with myself. I'm like, I like that joke, but they don't. I think I need to cut it. So that's the difference with singing, dancing, acting, producing, directing. No.
So I had a teacher tell me once, one of the reasons you always want to record is it's never quite as good as it felt, and it's never quite as bad as you thought. Like I remember having the sensation of I just ate it, and then listening and going, oh, I did get laughs. I just didn't remember, or I expected a much bigger laugh. And then I've also had the feeling of, ah, I was so great, and then I listened to it and like, you're okay. So has that been your experience, or?
One thing I remember I was taught when I was doing theater was if you are in your head, you're not in the moment. It's like to get to the point where I'm not at all thinking about the bits, the jokes, the words, that it's such a natural part of my subconscious that I'm present with the audience. And that's the difference also, is that I'm breaking the fourth wall. You're having a conversation with an audience who's communicating through laughter. But the conversation is in that place, so that if I'm in my head, which I have been, because I'm only doing
We're
this
human.